That's it. Sing it, Michael. Sorry. Come on, let me hear it.
Call me the breeze.
Look, stop complaining about the weather. The Rizzo Show starts now.
The Hard Rock Rocksino Northfield Park presents The Rizzo Show. And now your host, Tony Rizzo, with co-host Mike Polk Jr.
Hey now. Here we go, Michael. Here we go. There we go. Where's the audience? Our studio audience.
We were just talking about some of our favorite Lynyrd Skynyrd songs.
That's right. They call me the breeze. Good. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rizzo Show. All right, people are, it snowed. Okay, get over it. Michael, it snowed on opening day before.
Sure.
I remember many opening days it snowed. Right?
No big deal. Who cares?
This isn't an April Fool's joke.
It
right?
does make you think, though, man, imagine if we had a dome on that Brown Stadium. Play our first 10 games in there. Wouldn't that be nice?
You would have already had a Super Bowl. You'd have probably had a Final Four. But, oh, we don't need that.
Who cares?
Folks, the Indians are finally home, and their strength, as you know, is their starting pitching. But, Michael, I'm starting to get a bad feeling.
What?
Like baseball's changing and turning.
Yes.
And home runs, chicks dig the long ball. Folks, home runs are back. And quite frankly, the Indians don't have anybody to hit any home runs. We had a guy, and we got rid of him in the offseason. I understand the pitching's great, Michael, and they played some close games already over this weekend. But are you nervous that maybe the Indians don't have enough offense, even though their pitching is the best in baseball?
Of course. That was the concern going into the year, obviously, that everybody was complaining about the fact that they didn't spend money on an outfielder and whatnot, and I'm sure we'll talk about that later. But pitching, credit where credit's due, the pitching is really solid. They're ridiculous. You got two potential Cy Young winners there probably this year. Bauer can win 2 Cy Young awards this year, according to him. He says somehow he can figure out a way to do that. And, you got a nice situation when you got Clevenger and Carrasco are your 3 and 4 guys. That's a pretty good situation to be in.
Well, Clevenger is going to start against somebody named Ivan Nova.
Love his work.
Michael, do you know Ivan Nova?
No, I don't, but this is a good example of how deep our starters are. We're putting up Clevenger, and I've never heard of Ivan Nova. No.
Speaking of pitching, how about the performances of the 2 Indians who were said to be out of town this offseason?
Yeah.
Corey Kluber and Trevor Bauer. Look at the stats from, let's see, it was Thursday and yesterday. Storyline going to be this all season long?
Yeah, and I think the storyline will also be 2-1, 1-0, 1-0, 2-1.
God, those jerseys on the right. Michael, I'm sorry.
No, they're hideous.
Folks, those are from when I was a kid, and I hated them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Does that not look awful, that red thing?
It's not my bag.
When I was a kid, Boog Powell wore the all-red one time and looked like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Honestly. I'm a little worried. I am. Even though the pitching's been great. We'll see what happens. From the good to the bad, while the Indians will be playing their home opener, Frankie Lindor, folks, will be in Green Bay. That's right, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to get a second opinion on his bad ankle. Michael, I know 2 words in sports no player wants to hear. Second opinion.
Right.
That means there's something way more wrong with him, I believe, than we're led to believe.
Based on our history with the Indians, too, and they have obviously a history of just sort of downplaying these kind of injuries and making them sound like they're not as big of a deal as they are. How long do we go on like this with Hafner, Brantley, all those injuries that they sustained over the years where they're saying, we're just going to take another, it's just a tweak. It's probably
Kipnis. They're doing it with Kipnis.
Doing it with Kipnis. And I get it, but you can understand why we are hesitant to believe them when we've had this kind of history behind us. The bottom line is, though, it's 162 games. I want them to sit him as long as they possibly can and don't rush him back, because that's the worst thing they could do right now.
Well, the problem is, though, when you start a season, I don't care whether it's football, baseball, basketball, you start a season injured, you're chasing all season long. That's the worst thing, is to be injured at the beginning of the season. Hopefully, look, they'll get him right. They'll get him back on the field. He's our best player. It's going to be hard for you to win anything without your best player. I mentioned Jason Kipnis. Guess what? We don't know how long he's going to be. He's got a bad calf. And, Michael, when this happened a few weeks ago, same thing. The Indians go, we're just going to hold him out for a day or 2. He hasn't played in 3 weeks.
Right. No, it's a scary situation. It also shows you just how small our margin of error is as a small market team.
Good point.
We are so far, we're 2 pieces away from everything. And if you lose a guy, you're screwed for a long time. When you have a team that doesn't have that much depth, you're up against it.
Well, the Indians subtracted in the offseason, okay? And then we had to come out and hear their owner say, just last week to a couple of different media outlets, that fans should enjoy Frankie Lindor, quote, while we've got him.
Yeah.
Michael, it's a bad message, even though it's the truth.
Yes.
You don't want to say that to your fan base. But a week before opening day, I mean, it put like a damper on everything almost. And I love Paul Dolan. The Dolans are good people. But they got to understand, no one in Cleveland wants to hear that we can't afford Frankie Lindor.
No, it's a matter of, you're right, it's PR move, and you need to be better about that because that's not what your fan base needs to hear right now. Yes, you're right, it is the truth. In the same way that some friend of yours who maybe has put on some weight comes down the stairs, she's wearing a dress, and she says, how do I look? You don't say you look like you put on weight. You say you look beautiful. You look absolutely beautiful.
Why do I get the feeling you would say you put on weight?
No, I would never do that because I've learned. I have sisters. But my point is that you learn when to say the truth and when not to say the truth. And in this case, he shouldn't have said that. And I think that probably he's regretting it now, I'm sure. But it is the truth.
People will say the problem with the Indians are the Dolans. All right, the Dolans are a good family, but Michael, they're not multi-billionaires. How about this? We've got a billionaire owner for the Browns. We've got a billionaire owner for the Cavs, and there's salary caps for those two leagues. These people that own the Indians, there's no salary cap, and they're not billionaires.
Yeah,
they're a nice family from Chardon.
Yeah.
And they own the baseball team. I don't think they're going to get rid of this team anytime soon, although Dolan Paul hinted. He said, my parents are getting older. We don't know what the long-term future is. Can you believe they've owned the Indians 20 years now? Since
wow,
Dick Jacobs
that is a long time.
Right?
That is. No, but and you're right, though. You'd rather have Dan Gilbert in their position right now who's willing to spend and everything. It's not the case. I've often said to you that I wish a Russian oligarch would buy this team and just I don't even know where he got his money. I don't want to know, but I would like that. That's how you win in Major League Baseball now because there is no salary cap.
Don't ask, don't tell.
But look, I will say one more thing about the Indians. I think this is the time, you're right, we've all complained. It stinks. It sucks that they didn't make any moves in the offseason. We all wish they would have. But it's time to get behind this team. This is who we have. This is who we're going to war with. And it's not any of these players' faults. It's not Trevor Bauer. It's not Corey Kluber's fault.
You're right.
It's not. So we shouldn't go in there with a bad attitude. We got to go in and support this team. It's not. They are not the Dolanses. Let's give them the support they deserve.
I am told that the players have a something to prove mentality.
Good.
And if that's the case, good. Because people are already writing them off. And a lot of people in the national media, folks, it's kind of an in vogue take right now to say, hey, the Twins aren't that bad. And they're going to be a good ball club. And they might unseat the Indians. The Indians have the pitching. If Kluber and Bauer and Carrasco stay healthy, I expect them to be in the postseason, and then who knows what can happen after that. I know this, going to be a very interesting year come trade deadline time here in Cleveland, Ohio. Michael, how many games will the Indians win?
I'm honestly probably, I would guess 80 right now.
80? All right, I'm going to go more towards 90.
Okay.
Because our division's really that bad.
Right.
Even Detroit's manager is making fun of Detroit, the Tigers, right now.
I'm basing mine, honestly, on injuries, because they just pop up, and I just don't think we have the depth, and we're a couple of injuries away from being not a great team.
One more note, and this is something we love to talk about here on Rizzo Show. Food. Folks, the Indians introduced new food choices at the ballpark, including the Cleveland Kraut on your dog, which I love, a spicy chicken sandwich called the Fat Rooster. They've got new coffee, which is good because it'll probably be freezing tomorrow. And you can also buy now the mini donuts. Are you a mini donut guy?
No, I don't do any of that. I don't care about any of these things. You and I talked about this beforehand.
What do you mean? The ballpark experience, Michael.
I get it. We don't care about donuts or anything. We don't. We'd rather just watch the game and everything.
No, I get just a public service message from us both.
Yeah.
And it's very nice. They do a nice job at Progressive Field. And it's a wonderful place to watch a game. Just win, baby. That's all. People just want to see the Indians win.
But it's not for us either. That's for the more casual fans of baseball. The old men who are there with their scorecards, who are loving the fact that it's a 1-0 ball game because they're psychopaths. They don't care about the donuts either. But kids in that Bud Light party deck or whatever it is this year, they just want the donuts and the experience. It's not for us, and good for them, so I'm glad they're doing it.
Right. By the way, are you going tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going. Absolutely.
We'll be there. I will be there as well. Coming up. He's coming, folks. Are you ready? Odell's coming to town. The Browns will introduce Odell Beckham Jr. tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
the names of the two guys who filled in for Lindor at shortstop in the first two games who started?
Stamets and
Eric Stamets and Max Moroff.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Those are Michael. Those are backup players.
Should be fun.
They're trying very hard today.
Yes.
Good luck today, fellas. I mean tomorrow, fellas. Folks, get ready. From the Tribe to the Browns, here we go. Browns will be holding off-season workouts tomorrow, and they'll be talking to Odell Beckham Jr. Michael, how excited are you to see Odell Beckham Jr. right now?
I'm stoked, of course. And we were just saying, I really think that even if he's hesitant about coming to Cleveland, missing out on the New York thing and everything like that, he's going to love it here once he gets here. I do believe that he has the potential to shine here, especially with Baker. Great personality lineup with him, as opposed to Eli, who really didn't have much of a personality. And I think that those two are really going to click. And if they click, he's going to be incredibly happy here. It's going to be a J.R. Smith situation. J.R. Smith was extremely happy and easy to work with and everything when he was the Cavs, when they were winning. But when they were losing, obviously, he's just like, I'm not playing anymore. And I could see Odell being the same way. So all they got to do is win, and he's going to be happy as a clam.
Well, Michael, he did talk to the media and fans as he made this Instagram post.
Dog check!
What did he say?
He said
Gut
dog
check. Gut check.
No, dog
check.
Yeah.
And I assume he's already in the facility? Was that the bar?
I don't know.
Was he just wearing?
That could have been like a 24-hour fitness for all I know. I'm not sure.
LA Fitness? We are going to welcome OBJ to Cleveland.
I'm excited.
Don't you feel like you and I should be the ones to welcome him officially?
We should welcome him.
Check this out.
Oh,
right?
there we are.
Look at that, right there in front of. Why does Michael look angry in that? He looks like John Gotti in that picture. What the?
Right.
Kate, what is that?
And where is the snow?
They pick the weirdest pictures for us.
We got to give them.
What am I wearing? What is that? A frock? A fleece?
I don't know. Something from Old Navy.
Where do you think you'll live? East side, west side, downtown probably, right? Is that where all the cool kids live?
They'll either stick them in the 9 or they'll stick them in the 1.
No, not in the 9.
I
Michael,
prefer
no.
not. I'm just telling you.
I love the 9. Don't get me wrong. Love the 9.
But they'll put them out in that Crocker Park complex where they stick confused players from out of town, and they think they're in downtown Cleveland, even though there's like a candle store outside and an Urban Outfitters.
If you could ask him one question tomorrow, what would you ask him?
I'd say, OBJ, are you going to be able to maintain that fire that you had last year, and is there any way that you could possibly stay healthy? That'd be really helpful. Because remember, 16 out of 32 games the last 2 years he sat out.
I would ask him who cuts his hair, man. I'm jealous. I mean, that dude's got some hair now.
He does.
Big day for head coach Freddie Kitchens as he'll be addressing the Browns. Michael, for the first time ever, what do you think his message will be? He downplayed this. Our Tony Grossi from ESPN Cleveland, of course, friend of Rizzo Show, asked him out last week at the owners' meetings, what do you plan on saying to the team? This is the first time you'll address him as head coach.
Right.
He kind of downplayed it.
Yeah, well, he's never done this before. He hasn't had a full year as a coordinator, let alone a head coach. So he's going to be learning as he goes. We have nothing to base this on. We can't say, oh, well, he usually does this, though, because he's a rookie coach.
If you don't wear brown and orange, you don't matter.
I mean,
that's the saying.
Is that a concern for you at all, that we really don't know what we're getting into with
Just call good plays, man. Get these kids open and throw them the football.
I agree.
Michael, I know there's X's and O's, and he's going to have to manage personalities, but you just said it. If you win everything, everybody's going to – the Browns are expected to win. Now, if they don't win, oh, we don't even want to think about that. You know what I'm waiting for? The schedule.
Yes.
All right? Rumor has it. Here's the latest thing I know. There were rumors about maybe the Browns open against the Patriots on Thursday night. That's not going to happen. It's going to be Bears and Packers. Then they thought maybe the Browns and Patriots in New England on Sunday night to open up Sunday night football. But we're hearing Tony Grossi coming in Monday Night Football. It would either be the Jets in the early game or maybe the Broncos in the late game. And, Michael, if that happens, could you imagine? First of all, we have 5.5 more months till football games played in this town. Everybody's dying. We can't wait for the Browns. I'm going to wait through Thursday, Sunday, 7 o'clock Monday, and then the Browns are going to play 10:30 on Monday night. Don't do that to me.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Don't.
That would be a very long day.
Schedule? By the way, who did the schedule where the Indians open up in Minnesota, and then they come home to Cleveland, and then they go to Detroit? Do you people know what month it is? They played in Minnesota. I'm sorry, I'm done.
I like how you're already mad about the Browns schedule.
If we get that second game against the Broncos, I'm going to go ballistic.
Well,
I can't wait that long.
No, I understand, but it's still like we're complaining about this. This is the team that 1 p.m. games for the last like 20 years every time, 1 p.m. games, and now we're like, can't believe they're going to put us on at 10 o'clock.
No, I'm all for the primetime games, just not that one.
Right, that's pretty late.
It's so clear.
Yeah.
I know. All right, coming up, don't go anywhere. Coming up, we're going to spin the wheel. Ready?
Let's do it.
How about LeBron?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about this.
I forget what the percentage is. We're talking about
tanking.
We're talking about tanking. We're talking about the draft lottery.
Let's give the illusion of spinning the wheel first. What do you say?
We're talking about Zion Williamson.
Oh, wow, the wheel's spinning. Oh, let's see what. Oh, the Cavs came up. What are the odds? Who knows what's going to happen next?
Michael, isn't it funny? Was it last night or the night before? Kevin Love was late scratch.
Yeah, weird.
Short
Something ended up his
5 game mercifully. Yes. 5 games left. You know who I feel most bad for?
Who's that?
Cavs season ticket holders.
Oh, yeah.
No one wanted to go to those games.
And to make things even worse, some of those season ticket holders, in order to get their playoff tickets for last year's games, they had to renew, to be insured they were going to get them for last year's games, they had to renew their season tickets for this year. So they essentially
Do you have Zion? Wait a minute. Do we have Zion?
Well, not so much yet.
Oh, let's spin that wheel again.
Let's take a look.
Spin it, kids. Spin it.
Here it comes.
Oh, well, the Lakers are going to fire their coach.
Yes, they are.
Okay, and Luke Walton won't be there. And rumor has it that Ty Lue would be the guy to go in there. He's already coached LeBron. I will say this, though. Do you remember the health problems Tyronn Lue had? Coaching LeBron almost killed Tyronn Lue, and I'm not kidding you. The stress level is there. Michael, I think it's his job if he wants it, but I don't know if he wants it.
I don't blame him. I mean, take that stress. A lot of that was stress-related with Ty Lue, if you'll recall. Take that and add the magnifying glass of Los Angeles, that media market, and Jack Nicholson mean-mugging you the whole time and questioning your every rotation. And I think that would probably be a bad situation for him. But it wouldn't surprise me either because LeBron has already proven that Ty Lue is the perfect coach for him to walk all over and pretend like he's listening to.
Next.
Boom.
March Madness. Are you still interested? Like,
I'm watching it.
I am too.
Yeah.
Isn't Zion unbelievable?
I always love the first rounds the most because I like watching like the long shots.
Yeah.
Where there's still like a fat guy on the team with a t-shirt under his jersey, or like some long-haired like a ponytail guy. Those are my favorite rounds. And then the middle's kind of dull, but then I actually we're back into it now, and I'm really excited right now.
All right, let's go. One more spin, one more. Here we go. Who could it be? Who could it be?
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski is now retired from the Patriots. Michael, isn't he the perfect fit for the WWE?
Rob Gronkowski just did the only. That's perfect. You're right. He would be.
No,
amazing.
would he not be
great?
great?
Would be great.
I mean, he loves wrestling.
He should do it.
Would he be a villain? Would he be a good guy? He'd be a good guy.
He'd be a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a big simpleton. But this is the only smart thing that he's ever done, really, if you think about it, I love that he walked away and he's not like just ruining his brain for the next. Good for him. So good for you. Good career.
They're telling me one more, Michael.
Oh, let's do it. Spin that bad boy. Here we go.
What was your best April Fool's Day prank?
Boy, you know, that's kind of an amateur hour thing for me. I kind of live April Fool's Day like on a day-to-day basis.
Do you know what I did one time?
What'd you tell me?
Back in the 80s, before the internet,
yeah.
I went on the radio and said Bernie Kosar got traded, and the Browns got 1,000 phone calls and called me and said, if you don't go on and say that Bernie wasn't traded and this is an April Fool's joke, you'll never go to another game again.
That is like a Cleveland version of Orson Welles' War of the Worlds.
It truly is.
Really
Michael, it was unbelievable. Enjoy April Fool's tomorrow. Remember that it's April Fool's. Well, this is no Fool's Day joke here. The Hard Rock Rocksino will officially be known as MGM Northfield Park starting tonight at 12:01. We will be out there very soon to check out all the new excitement, new merchandise, restaurants, and tell you what to expect from MGM. Have you been to MGM Detroit? It's beautiful.
I have. It's gorgeous. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to the upgrades. I'm looking forward to just going in and seeing how they changed everything, and I'm sure that we'll get the same excellent experience that we had before.
Don't go anywhere. One last segment when we return. We were just talking about drinking at 7 a.m. Don't forget, stay tuned for our good friends Big Chuck and Little John. They are coming up next. Michael, I thought you said something during the show which needs repeating.
Yes.
And that is, look, I understand people aren't thrilled with the offseason that the Indians had. It's our home opener tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy the Tribe. As you said, Michael, it's not any of the players' fault. They're all going to play as hard as they can. You have a really good team. You've been to the playoffs 3 years in a row. I think the Indians, Michael, are almost like a victim of their own success. They
Agreed.
really are,
Yep,
right?
we take it for
unless
granted.
you win the World Series, but your point is well taken. This is a good team. Let's get behind them.
Yep, I totally agree. And so get out there, support the Tribe in that freezing cold tomorrow. We'll be out there screaming our heads off.
Bring your parkas, kids. All right, get your plugs, please, Michael.
Come down to see me every Tuesday night, variety show at Pickwick and Frolic, 8 p.m. And Alan Cox Comedy Tour, April 20th at the Masonic Temple. A lot of great comics on that show as well.
Very nice. We will be back with you again next Sunday. Until then, good to be alive. Good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.
Go Tribe! Woo!